Hello, it is me again. Back with another unscripted, but this time a little more planned of a video. The Overwatch weapon sound tail is decently well, so I figured, what other games could I do that in? And Apex immediately came to mind. I like a lot of the Apex weapon sounds. Not gonna have as much variety as something like Overwatch, because Overwatch has swords, shurikens, straight up just a minigun. But that's besides the point. I want to do every single weapon in the game and give it my ranking. Getting immediately straight to the point with the wingman. I should also mention, all my weapons are skins. This is not what the weapons look like usually. I personally always like the wingman sound. Although one thing that has always kind of bothered me about the wingman is there's no difference from the... almost no difference from the full reload compared to the... except apparently a connection issue. That's interesting. Anyways, I'll give Wingman a B tier. No, I'll give it an A. We are immediately moving on to the Longbow DMR. Now this is a weapon I used to use a lot. Just because it's kind of an in-between of a Sentinel and a G7. Fire rate, less damage, of course. This is another one I really like the sound of. Yeah, I'll give Longbow, I'll also give it an A. I'm tempted to give it an S, but I'll give it an A. Blup. I really have nothing to say about this. I mean, it's a charge rifle. You can do this, which I really like. I do like the reload for it. The putting the whole battery pods in and then slapping it shut and my dog is going nuts. I'll give charge rifle. I'm a big sucker for beam weapons like this. Kind of prefer the original charge rifle though, but I'll give charge rifle also an A. The next weapon we're on to is the Sentinel. I'm never really sure what to say about the weapons. I don't use as much compared to the other weapons. I mean, tempo makes a pretty cool sound, and the gun itself is pretty cool sounding. I'm tempted to give Sentinel S. Tempted to give it the first S. Yeah, sure, I'll give Sentinel S. S for Sentinel. Really fitting. I'm gonna charge it. I'm gonna rank it separate. I honestly think it might be lower than base Sentinel. I really don't have to do the reloading thing, I just have to listen to the firing. Reload's the exact same. Maybe I'm gonna bump Base Sentinel down to A. And now that I think about it, I do kind of like the charge sound, so I'm gonna give it this. I'm gonna put Base Sentinel in A, Charge Sentinel in S. I have always liked the Mozam, but I always feel it feels kind of weak. I'm gonna give Mozam a B. And because Mozam sounds a little different with hammer points, I'm gonna give it a separate rating on hammer points. I don't have to inspect it. I'm gonna be real, I like hammer points sound more. I'm also gonna give that a B though. Maybe an A. It's closer to A, but it's still a B. I like it more than normal Mozambique. It's time for my possibly most used shotgun, the Peacekeeper. The one shotgun I can never seem to get a skin for that I like other than this one. I mean, I really like the sound. I like the, energy sound to it. And I love the sound of the lever going back and forth. I'll give PK an A. And just like the Mozambique, the Peacekeeper has Disruptor. So it has a little bit of different sound. I honestly think I like it. I think I like it less. I mean, I do like it. I'm thinking I'll make it B. High B tier. Now it's time for the, I was trying to think of a funny name to call it, but I'm just gonna say it's time for the Mastiff. I couldn't really think of what else to call it other than Mastiff, because that's what it's called, but... I do like the Mastiff. I'm gonna give Mastiff A. So Mozam is the only one that did not make A, I'm pretty sure. Oh man. From shotguns on to the light weapons, we have the G7 Scout, which I think... Is this a new inspect animation? I don't remember this inspect animation. Unless it's on this skin. I don't know. I really like the G7 sound. I think I'm gonna actually give G7 S tier. I really like the G7. I don't know what it is. One of the reasons I definitely like it is the, kind of M1 Grand ping it can do occasionally as a rare reload. I think this is one of the first guns that went through an identity crisis. No, it wasn't. I was gonna say this is one of the first guns that went through an identity crisis during the time I played, but then I remembered all the sniper rifles because I'm pretty sure triple take used to be energy. No, triple take used to be sniper ammo. Anyways, this used to be heavy, now it's light. I should have been doing the inspect animation while I was talking, so now that's just gonna take up more time. I'm a professional. I like the Spitfire a lot. I'll give... I think Spitfire is not... I think Spitfire is just another S. I really like the I always really like machine guns. I actually really miss anvil receiver on this gun. Wish they'd bring back anvil for both the flatline and this gun. I'll give R301's a good middle of the middle ground for every like gun in Apex. This is like the basic. This is like your all-rounder gun in Apex. This is like your basic assault rifle. I'll give it an A. I don't actually remember if this gun is good now. It really sucked last season because they really increased the recoil, and I think they might have made it not suck as much this season. Nope, still pretty intense. I do like guns with high fire rates. I also really like guns with extremely low fire rates, just the more punchy weapons. But I'll give this one... I mean, R99 is classic. I gotta give it at least A. It's like the R301. It's a classic gun in Apex. Remember when the triple take in Titanfall had 2 barrels instead of 3? It's a long magazine. I never really realized it's a big mag. Wait, hold on, I gotta look at that again. For 19 rounds? That is a big magazine. For only like 19 rounds. I like alternator a lot. The animations definitely help it. I'll give alternator A. I'll give alternator A for A tier. Or what? I nearly dropped the alternator without trying disruptor first, because disruptor is on this thing, and it makes this thing absolutely terrifying, if I had to be honest. I like this a lot. Makes it sound like makes it sound more like an energy rifle. I'll give Disruptor also an A. I'll give him less than the base. It is now time for the RE45. Dang, that's such a small magazine. The alternator has a 19-round magazine. This thing has a 16-round magazine, and this thing is such a small mag compared to the alternator. Anyways, I'll give RE. I'll give RE A. I'm also tempted to give it an S, but I'll give it A. Hammer Point RE. I think I'm going to like it more. I don't remember every single weapon in this game and how it sounds, but I think I like Hammer Point more for it. Yeah, I definitely like it more. I think I'll give Hammer Point RE an S. I think it pushes up to the S. I already liked base RE, but Hammer Point really pushes it up. Final light weapon, and it's just a pistol. This thing, it's just a pistol. Nothing really special about it. Let's see how fast I can empty the mag in it. About that fast. I mean, I do like P20. It's just a basic pistol. I'm tempted to give it an A. I'll give it upper B. I'm too nice when it comes to ranking things, so I'll give this one an upper B, so we have it a little bit more balanced out. I always give things such high rankings. I need to really stop that. I like the sounds in this game. Anyways, it's hammer point time. I don't know if I like it more or less. I might actually like it equally. Let me hear it without it. Let me hear it with it. I like it. I'll give it a... Actually... I'll give it above base P20. Right here. In B tier. From the light weapon to the heavy weapons. Speaking of anvil, I liked anvil on this thing a lot too. We'll need to bring back some of the hop-ups. I like Flatline a lot. This is immediately going in S tier. This is my personal favorite heavy rifle. It's the Hemlock Burst AR. I've always had a kind of soft spot for semi-auto weapons in games and burst fire weapons in games. So this one definitely was one of the ones I liked when I first started playing the game. It might be biased, but I think I'm going to give Hemlock S tier too. I think that might also be personal bias, though, speaking. So you know how I said I actually like burst fire weapons in games? Yeah, throw all of that out of the window, because I don't actually like the Prowler that much. I like it more than the R99 and stuff like that, but I don't like it as much. I don't actually know what to give it. I'll give it A. I like Prowler's sound. I don't like Prowler itself, but I'll give it an A for its sound design. If they had full auto select fire trigger, I think is what it was called. If they had select fire trigger still on this thing, I would 100% give it an S tier. .30-30 is, I feel, the weapon most misunderstood in Apex. I've always personally thought of it as an in-between of the longbow and G7. It's a lighter longbow, but a heavier G7. I've always really liked this weapon. I'll give 30-30 an S. Getting a lot of S tiers for the heavy weapons, because it shows which weapons I like to use the most. I'm not really sure how to rank this one, so I'm gonna probably do the exact same thing I did with the Sentinel. Do it with the base fire mode first, and then I'll try it with a thermite grenade. I'll rank them separate. So you remember how I just said I want this list to be a little less top-heavy because I give weapons way too high of a ranking because I'm too soft? Yeah, well, I'm giving this one an S tier too. I just like the slower fire rate on it. The punch it has and then the slower fire rate. I really like it. It's now time for the hot version of the Rampage. I'll give I do really like it. I like the hissing sound, I like the revving sound as it's spooling up, kind of. I don't know if that's really the right word to use, but I like this one a lot. I'll give Charged Rampage another S, obviously, but I think I'll give it lower than Base Rampage, though. I like the slower fire rate of the Base Rampage. This is the weapon I was most worried about seeing in Apex when they first announced it. I mean, I hated the car in Titanfall. It was just an SMG that killed really fast, and was an absolute laser while hip firing, and that was all Titanfall really was hip fire. But I guess it's not too bad in Apex. I've always found the ammo swapping to be a weird, but rather unique thing for it. I definitely think I like this more than R99, so I'll give it an A, but I'll put it above both the R301 and R99. Not that there's going to be a physical list, but I'll just keep track of it in my own mind. My personal favorites. Kind of. I don't know. I like both heavy and I like heavy and I like energy. They're both some of my personal favorites in the game. I guess I should inspect the weapon, as is tradition. I've never liked that animation. I don't like how it looks like you tickle the gun and it makes the gun open up. It's just, yeah, a little weird. One thing for certain, though, is I like this gun a lot, and I like how it sounds. I'll give Nemesis. Nemesis can get an A. I'm tempted to give an S. I'll give it high A. I think out of all of the SMGs, this is my personal favorite, is the Volt SMG. I don't know. I feel like the Volt is also kind of like... If the R301 is like the most basic out of the assault rifles, this is just the most basic of the SMGs. It's the all-rounder of the SMGs, kind of. As much as I like this weapon, compared to the others, I think it's kind of low. I'm gonna give it B tier. I'll give it high B tier, of course, but I don't really like it that much. I don't actually know what to say about this. I think I kind of like its sound. I also don't like its sound. This weapon's a real 50-50 for me. Okay, after I heard it, I take it back. I love this weapon sound. I'll give Triple Take an A. Middle of the ground A. I think this is the final LMG now. Not that I really see this thing as an LMG. This is another weapon I kind of have a love-hate relationship with. I like this weapon. I also don't like this weapon. But it sounds... between the firing and the overheat, this one's definitely up there. I used to use this weapon a whole bunch. When I first started playing Apex, I started playing Apex first, and then I started playing Titanfall. I use this weapon a lot in Titanfall, so I'm gonna definitely give this one an upper one. I might give it S tier. I'm not gonna test this weapon with or without turbocharger. All turbocharger really does is change the spin up, so there's no spin up before firing. swear, that's a new animation too. I might just be going crazy. I haven't played Apex in a while. This one's definitely high up. I'll give Havoc A tier. Another middle of the ground A tier. Maybe high tier A tier. Showcase the first of the current care package rotation weapons, the EVA 8 Auto. This used to be one of my favorite shotguns in the game. When I first started playing the game, I used G7 and EVA because they both had double tap, and I thought double tap was really good, and then I played the game more and I was like, wait, double tap kind of sucks. Plus, this skin on the EVA is one of my, I think personally, one of my favorite skins in the game. It's so simple, but it looks so good. Let me get it in light there. Turn around, there we go. Very beautiful, very nice. Nice and gold and chrome, kind of. But anyways, sound-wise, I'll give it A. I like a lot of the shotguns in this game. Yeah, so as it turns out, when I said I thought it was the last LMG in the game, I lied. I had completely forgotten about the Devotion. This is, I think, one of my least favorite LMGs in the game, as well as one of my least favorite weapons in the game. I don't know what it is. I just never really liked the Devotion. Now, one thing I will be honest about, though, is I love the Devotion sound. For the weapon itself, I'd give it a D tier. I don't like the Devotion very much. But for the sound design, I'll give it upper A. Maybe, actually, no, I'll give Devotion lower S. Kinda needs a little bit of love from me. I both like and dislike this weapon a whole bunch. Weapon, I seriously think they need to just add back into the base, like, spawn on the ground weapon pool. I really don't feel this weapon deserves to be a care package weapon a lot of times. But I get why they did it. They don't want to have arrows lying around taking up spawn positions for a single weapon. I do like this weapon, though. I don't know what it is. It's very boring sounding weapon-wise compared to everything else. I'll give it... I don't actually recall if I've given anything a C tier, but I'll give this C tier. I definitely think this one will rate high tier. I don't like this weapon very much, but, like, it has a good sound. Like, that is such a good sound. It just feels like an anti-tank cannon. It is super powerful sounding. No, don't reload. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, gotta empty the mag so I can get the empty mag reload. I don't even know if this weapon has one. Sure enough, it does. This one's getting S tier. Definitely high S tier too, not like low S tier. Gonna be real, this weapon kinda stinks. I can't even inspect it, it's that bad. Oh, hey, never mind. I haven't used this in a while because it only exists in the firing range. This does sound pretty cool. I was really expecting this to be like when I did my Overwatch weapon sound tier list. When I was like Genji, it just sounds like someone throwing knives at like Kiriko. I was really expecting it to be like that, but I haven't used this in such a long time I actually really like this. I'll give it low. No, high B tier. I'll give it high B tier. Maybe A tier. I'm kind of indecisive. I'll give it A tier. I like this one a lot too. I think I'll give this one low S tier. I like the punch. It's like a mini Kraber kind of. Now I think about it, it does look kind of similar.
Anybody want some celebration jerky? Wait, Echo ate it all.
Oops. Anyways, I do kind of think now that I look at it, it does kind of look like an early Sentinel maybe, or like a slightly different Sentinel mixed with like a Kraber. Anyways, yeah, low S tier. Guess I should also inspect it before I run out of ammo like I just did. Wait, no, I just can't inspect this? You used to be able to inspect this. Maybe I have to place it first?
There's a distinct lack of Sheila in this place.
Yep, there we go. This one has a few inspect animations.
Yeah! This is the best bloody day ever!
I'll definitely give this one S tier. Now you have it. Every single weapon in Apex, including Vantage and Rampart. This video was a lot more planned than the Overwatch one. The Overwatch one was literally a shower thought, pretty much. This one was planned for quite a while, I just never got around to doing it. And of course, when I did try getting around to doing it, my internet went out for 2 weeks, pretty much, and I was unable to stream or play this game, because this game is exclusively online, pretty much. Next, Wecken.